Alright, so for this replay we're going to be looking at Gerald Green the second. I believe this may be our first replay analysis actually, but this is going to be interesting. I think we've been seeing a lot of Ramish jungle lately because it's like in theory a counter to all of the Devourer junglers, right? Because they're like proccing on hit effects and stacking attack speed and stuff like that, and typically that's really good for a Rammus. Like he's gonna kill a Master Yi or um, maybe even a Kale, you know.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
But yeah, so looking at you, you started. What I typically start, you went the Relic Shield, 3 health potions and a mana pot. Very good. Just gonna fast forward a bit. So your jungler starts blue. You guys may have overstayed a little bit, and you get away with it because the other guy shoved. But had they like waited and they didn't shove the lane up, you would have missed out on a little bit of XP, which isn't a huge deal, but it can be kind of problematic. So there, your Kalista just sort of got engaged on. Not much you could have done differently. Right here, you could have gone for a play. You hit level 2 first, and you could have gone for a hook immediately. Like, that's one of the best parts. I think my volume's a bit loud. But, that's one of the best parts of playing Thresh support, is like, you get that really nice level 2 power spike, you go and you get a hook, a flay, and you can force a summoner or get a kill like immediately. So definitely try and shoot for that level 2 power spike. You know, don't take last hits from your AD carry. I mean your Thresh, so you can obviously take 2. But don't take any more beyond that. But you should like prioritize uh, like pushing a little bit and try and get that level 2 power spike in. So you have 3 CS, which means you've used 3 stacks, right? You don't have a stack up for a little bit, and look at this next wave. Did you just get a CS without a stack? You must have, right? No, you've got a stack. Okay, so we'll fast forward a little bit. Oh, just kidding. There's a little skirmish. I'll go back to why I brought up the Relic Shield in a second, but we're not there quite yet. So you get a really weird hook on Corki with the Nautilus pool at the same time. Good play. Sort of made the best out of a bad situation. Their support blue exhaust. Your Callista's over chasing way too hard here. Nothing you can do about that. The only thing that you may have been able to do differently is just not walk back in, and your Callista could have taken the lantern. Instead, you walked back in, and like Callista was able to get traded back onto. Callista should be like really dead right now. Okay, that was weird. So anyways, the reason I brought up the Relic Shield is because in this wave is a cannon, right? They've got a cannon too. Now, I don't know... Okay, you did it right, actually. I haven't used Relic Shield in a little while. But, what you want to do is in the first wave you want to take 2 melees, or you want to take a melee in the first, a melee in the second, and then a melee in the third. I believe there's a third. It's personal preference. I like to take 2 melees in the first. 2 melees in the first wave. But some people like to do 1 in the first and then 1 in the second. But the reason that you take you need to prioritize in this order: cannons, melees, casters, with your stacks, and that's obviously because cannons give the most gold. So you need to make sure that every time a cannon minion comes into your wave, you have a stack. And the way to do that is you take the first two melees, and then you wait until the cannon comes. You get the cannon, and then you get every cannon after that. And then occasionally you'll be able to get like an extra melee minion. And once you get used to like prioritizing cannons, you'll recognize when you can pick up an extra melee, but it's really good for like gold efficiency. Yeah, this fucking house phone only rings when I'm doing a lesson. Um, but yeah, it increases your gold efficiency. Like instead of getting, say, 22 gold from a melee, you get like 40 or something from a cast or from a cannon. I see what you were doing there, trying to get like that perfect angle to get the Corki. It doesn't matter either way. Like it's not a bad thing that you went for the Corki. It was an impossible angle, but had you hit Nautilus, nothing would have came from it. So, not a problem. Oh my goodness. I don't remember what elo you are, but this is strange. Your 80 carry has 2 wards, and their 80 carry rush the Zeal. So, oh my gosh, and Nautilus doesn't have a support item. What? Okay. Anyways, um, you went Sightstone after Relic Shield. I'm sure we talked about this in the first lesson, but personally I like to go Targons before I get my Sightstone. It's personal preference. Oh, you totally had enough money to get Targons and then Health Crystal. Um, that's a really nice hook. Very, very nice hook. But let me know while we're watching this replay if I didn't explain to you like the reason that Targon's better. I'm pretty sure I did, um, but if I didn't, let me know and I'll explain the numbers behind it. But yeah, this is very strange that your 80 carry bought 2 wards and their support doesn't have a relic shield. Very curious game. That's a nice hook. So at this point, you guys have a free win. Like I don't remember if you won or not, but I'm pretty sure this is a free win. And the reason for that is because you've got Xin Zhao pretty fed, and he's going to hard counter the Fiora and the Rek'Sai, which are pretty much the biggest threats at this point because Diana's 0-2. And Corki's building really wrong, so. But, really nice pickup to get the Targons and the boots. The only problem that I have with your build right now is look at your trinket, right? You gotta upgrade that sweeper. It's super important to get your sweeper instead of just sitting on the warding trinket because you don't need the extra ward, right? Also, I don't know how much gold you had. You have 400 now, so I'd imagine you had a little bit. Could have picked up some potions and a pink ward. Pink wards are huge. So again, I don't remember. I didn't check how much you had at the time, but if you could have purchased a pink ward, definitely should have. Okay, your positioning right now is absolutely perfect. This is exactly what you want. You want to be up in their face, zone that Corki. You missed the hook, but had it hit, it would have been a pretty big hook. Oh no, your Callisto might be dead. That is rough. Oh my goodness, you guys had a really good lead and then Fiora got a double. And that just happened. Holy shit, those pings were annoying. But, not much that you could have done there. Callisto just got hit with a Nautilus Q. And then, like, super CC'd by not. So, I mean, it was kind of a telegraphed engage, and I'd sort of put that on Callista for not uh, getting out of there. The biggest problem that I've seen so far with your Thresh play in general, uh, or like stuff that's specific to Thresh, is that it seems like you have a tendency of not spacing away from a person that you throw a shield to or a lantern to. So if you throw a lantern to somebody and you run towards them, they can't use that as an escape option. But if you throw them a lantern and you run away, they can take it, right? So, um, a lot of times, I don't know how much you watch, like, LCS or anything, but, like, say the Xin weren't here. Like, your Xin off doing the jungle or whatever. And, you get ganked. Like, their Rek'Sai comes in and like Corki's alive and like do a typical like their bot lanes here, none of this Fiora's up top, Xin Zhao's up top, and they come for a gank. You guys are really overextended, right? Like you're really far up. In this situation you're fine, but in this hypothetical where their bot lane's here, um, the jungle comes for a gank and he's behind you, a lot of times what you'll see is like, if you're over here with your Callista, you'll see the ADC run away, or I'm sorry, the support run away, and then the ADC will stand and fight. Or, you can have the inverse with Thresh. You can have the Thresh stay, and then the Callista will run away. And the reason for that, um, is because you guys both have like that pulling mechanic, right? So if you run away and you throw the lantern to Callisto while she's like 1v2ing, she can get some damage onto them and then take the lantern to safety. And oftentimes, like, if the jungler comes for a gank, he'll just make a beeline to the AD carry and you can just lantern him out. And it's like really awkward when all three of them are right here and you just pull your AD carry to safety. But like I said, there's a similar concept with Callisto, right? So, um, say you see that there's like a river gank coming and you're in this exact position, right? Say their mid lane's coming with their jungler through river and their bot lane is like right here, like, and they're stepping up. You guys are screwed in this situation if you're not Thresh Callista. So like your Callista will like alt press Q or auto hop away, press Q, hop away, and then like you can fly out and lantern, and you have like a really similar dynamic with like she can use you as bait, and then you can use her as bait, and you guys can like leapfrog your way out. So something really important to remember. That's why Thresh Callista is such a powerful lane. One, the Thresh E is really good for proccing Callista's W passive, um, and two, the Lantern alt synergy is really good. So there, your Lantern just expired, I believe. Not much you can do about that. Your team was either greedy or they couldn't get to it. Maybe throw it a little deeper. I don't know. I didn't look. And I'm gonna assume it wasn't your fault since this is like lower elo and most people don't listen to or don't go to lanterns. Anyways, so you have 1,000 gold. Please don't get a giant spell or a Bammy Cinder. Fiendish Codex. That's an option that I didn't know was an option. I assume you're gonna build this into a Banner of Command. Um, and I really like Banner of Command. Uh, and I've been talking to some friends, and like a lot of times I say just get Banner of Command because it's super OP, and I still stand by that. But the biggest problem with Banner of Command and building it on like any support is it has that AP that's pretty much useless for like Thresh or well, not Nautilus. Nautilus is pretty good AP, but like any support that doesn't scale well off of AP, it's sort of wasted. Um, Thresh is actually probably the worst person to get AP on. So, the way you counteract that is you don't buy the AP first. You want to get the health and EMR that you just bought uh, first, because while you do get like 10% CDR or something from Fiendish Codex, the AP is just pretty wasted. So uh, I really like the pickup of the Banner of Command. I just think the order is a little bit off. And again, that's just because the AP is kind of wasted on Thresh. Um, you know, you might even be better off getting it first on, say, like a Nami or a Janna or something. But Thresh, definitely not. That hook was kind of bad. You tried for the flay in the tunnel, which would have been cheeky if you hit it. But you know, at this point, you guys are a lot stronger, and they don't really have great wave clear. I mean, they kind of do, like Nautilus, Riptide, Rek'Sai Q, Corki Q, Corki R, Diana Q. Their wave clear is not bad, but uh, more importantly, you guys don't really have siege, and I feel like you guys are going to not realize that, and hopefully you guys collapse on this Fiora and pick up a kill. Because this is how you're gonna win this game at this point, is gonna be like making picks, getting kills, uh, forcing objectives, that kind of stuff. Like Dragon and Baron are gonna be the way that you win this game, not like 5-man sieging mid or even split pushing, just because you don't have a siege count, which I mean you don't really have much control over, because you're a support and you can't say like, alright, I'm gonna split push guys, because you know you'd be useless. But hopefully your team recognizes that. You know, you throw a Xin Zhao in a side lane, and I don't know, maybe just a 1-4-0, and then you've got yourselves a decent split push. But this is what I was talking about. Objectives are going to be your best friend this game, because your team fight's a lot stronger than theirs. Well, you guys are a lot stronger than they are. Like, Diana's feeding super hard. She's really useless. Um, and you've got a Rammus to sort of counter that Fiora. So you guys are in a really good spot. Uh, and like I said, this is exactly what you want. You guys are going to be forcing fights, uh, getting into these little scraps just because you don't have any kind of tower siege. Oh no, is she gonna run all the way top to try and get the penta? You guys probably could have had an inhib tower, but Kalista wanted the penta. Oh well. See, like, that was another case where you sort of did the run up and throw the lantern down, but don't actually. Was it on cooldown? I think it might have been on cooldown. No, it wasn't. So you should have lanterned here and ran away. But instead you lanterned and you walked into it, so he couldn't take the lantern to escape. He only got the shield, which is only like half of the value, right? Actually, it's probably like a quarter of the value is the shield. The most important part is like the pool. That wasn't a bad team fight from you. Decent peel. Um, you know, you played Thresh well. Good job in that particular fight. Uh, so you bannered up the mid minion, which might work out in this case, but typically I find that putting it in a side wave's better, just because your team isn't going to split push, so you have to like be proactive about it. That was a great hook, by the way. You died for it, but you uh, saved your ADC and got her a kill. So very well done. Uh, so if I'm you, the first thing that I do is, first of all, I look at my items and I say, okay, 200 gold, can't buy anything. Maybe a pink ward. Um, Definitely could use a pink ward. Second thing I do is say, alright, where are the waves? Look top. Kind of, we're getting shoved top, but there's not going to be a cannon spawning soon because there's a cannon in this wave. This cannon wave is super far, and this cannon wave is too far. So this wave's not going to be a cannon, and neither is the next one. I believe it's going to be two more waves, like the next wave, and then the one after that is going to be a cannon. Um, so it's definitely not worth chilling in your base to wait for it. So, totally worth just running up mid. It's totally worth just running up mid. Considering this replay is over in like 2.5 minutes, I'm gonna guess that they surrender. But yeah, like, do you see this? This is exactly what I was talking about. These are the fights that you want. This is 2v3 right now, and then it's gonna be a 4v3. Uh, Xin Zhao can turn, do a ton of damage. You hop in, throw some CC down, exhaust Corki, which is fairly nice. And then your Rammus is able to just tank all three of them because he is super tank. I mean, you guys lose that one because your Xin Zhao was really low and you didn't have any big damage threats after he died. But that's what I mean, like, that is the situation you thrive in because of your team comp. So once again, like, you're dead. If I'm you, I'm looking. Okay, this minion wave, not a can. Oh shit. Yeah, this minion wave is a cannon. So your death cycles have been kind of unfortunate timing. You're missing all the cannons. Um, but bot's not gonna get a cannon. Neither is mid. So best case scenario for your banner of command is gonna be throwing it in top if you wait, or just throwing it on a regular minion. I think you may have been able to save this Malzahar. Unfortunately, he didn't use the lantern. See, that's like exactly what I'm talking about. You'll see a lot of pro players, um, they'll use that lantern as like a disengage tool. So, pretend you're on the other team, right? And the Thresh drops the lantern on the Malzahar, runs away, Malzahar stays there. Your options are chase the Thresh or stick with the Malzahar. If you chase the Thresh, then you're full health, full mana. You might be able to escape if only one or two of them chase you, right? Like, they need all three to kill you. If they don't and they try and burn down the Malzahar, then whenever he thinks there's sufficient distance, he can take the lantern, he's safe, you're safe, the scrubs get baited, right? So it's really like important to understand how to use the lantern. Also, you know, you can try and peel a little bit more for him. Like, he's probably dead, but you can step back to like here, throw a hook. You'll probably hit like Rek'Sai or Nautilus. Um, you know, just try and stall until you've got Lantern up. Yeah, you may have been able to save him. Again, probably not. But like, had you hit a hook, your Lantern was up in 1 second. Um, so. I think the biggest reason he died is because he flashed instead of taking your lantern, but that happens a lot, so not much you can do about that. Uh, that's a really nice play to disrupt the Rek'Sai ult. Hit that. Ooh, that may have hit. Play. I believe. I believe. Oh, I don't believe in all that. Yeah, that that was a little too risky or too aggressive. Do you guys actually end before the inhibs respawn? Very nice hook. Very well played. You got that Fiora killed. Had you not hit the hook, she would have killed Kalista and then probably you. Alright, so you won. Good game. So big uh, the problem points on that game were early game you didn't switch your trinket. You itemized the Fiendish Codex before the Aegis of the Legion, which is the more important part of Banner of Command. You misplay lanterns a little bit. You throw them and then run to them when you need to throw them and then run away from them. I mean, situationally, right? Like, I'm not saying every time you throw a lantern, run away. But, at least, like in that incident with the Malzahar and most of the time in bot lane, be a little bit more proactive with those lanterns, try and get your people out instead of going in and peeling for them. Because distance is more important, and then if they make up that distance, you've still got your peel. You know what I mean? Like, you can throw out that lantern, and then the guy that you're trying to save is going to fly right to you, and then you've put a lot of distance between him and the enemy team. Whereas if you just run in and peel, um, you're not adding distance, you're just peeling. You can add distance and then peel, right? Like if they're still gonna catch up, you can totally turn around and peel. You know, you don't have to lantern and run, but it is important to get that distance from the lantern. Um, I don't believe I talked about how you use banner yet, but a little bit more proactive again. Got to throw it in the side lanes. Got to try and use it on cooldown as best as you can. You really need to position according to your banner of command. I think it's about a 90-second cooldown. Okay, 120 seconds, which is really close to the time that it takes between cannon spawns. So like it's made to be used on a cannon constantly. You can always have a bannered up cannon minion, essentially. Um, so if you get it once on the minion, all you have to do is look at your banner, say, you know, if it's almost up, you're ready to rotate to a lane to put a banner in. So, try and be a little bit more proactive with that. Switch your trinket earlier, upgrade it. You didn't buy any pink wards, I don't think. So, pink wards are important. Prioritize those a little bit more. But besides that, pretty strong game. Uh, and then, ask me about the relic shield. Which I guess if you needed to ask me, you would have asked me already, so we probably already went over that. But yeah, good game. Well done.